A lot of people are talking nonsense. We need more people that are speaking sense.
Yes, sir.
We need more people that are saying what is important to move the society forward. We are televising nonsense. We're televising fraud, drugs, prostitution, people that are not valuable to society, people that are not adding value to society just to pocket. We're televising nonsense. Most of my friends are richer than me. Our definitions of success is different. For some people, success is having 5 billion. For some people, it's 10 billion. For me, it's freedom. The same amount I was sold for the governor, the same amount I was sold for you.
How?
That's actually what happened in my office. There's no classism. The line between poverty and riches or wealth is very thin. Crossover very. That's why you see some people, they say, oh, he used to have a lot, he doesn't have again. Wealth is not a function of volume of what you have. It's actually a function of longevity. How long can what you have sustain you?
Yes. I've also heard you say about you hate poverty.
It's all I fought against all my life. Don't despise the days of humble beginning. TDA started by borrowing 200,000 from 10 friends. That hard says we've turned it into something else now. But we had to start with one machine. That's where we started from a tiny store. Let's have this room. But we had to do it well. In doing it well is why God gave us more. He will always increase your cup. People would always add to you according to the value you bring to the table. It's not vibes.
Yes.
It's not vibes. You can be my best friend, but if you're not adding value, we are just going to be best friends. But if you are my friend, ordinary friend, and you are adding value, I would always want to.
Hello, people. Welcome to another amazing episode. My name is Tolu Afilaka, and this episode is brought to you by Cafe One Studios. And like I said, anytime you see me smiling, it's because I have very big guests. And this guest is someone that has inspired me for a while. Somehow, some way, it happened to be like Providence because it was like a spiritual encounter from God. He is one of Nigeria's biggest fashion entrepreneurs. He's an engineer. I have to start with that especially. He's an engineer and one of the biggest names and men that are inspiring the youths across Nigeria, across Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to have in the studio with me, Engineer Dare Aliu. How are you, sir?
I'm very good. When you say big, I want to believe you're either talking about my head or my body size.
No, it can never be your head. It's you, the brand, and all that you represent,
Thank
sir.
you, buddy.
Yes, sir. Good to see you, sir.
Thank
I
you.
always like to ask my guests first, how are you?
I'm okay. I'm
How-
good.
What are you grateful for?
I'm grateful for life, for family, for Jesus Christ. I'm grateful for TDA.
Looking back, you celebrated 40 last year.
2024 years.
Yeah. And looking back at your journey, because I know and I read that you lost your dad at 2.
Yeah.
And you were born in a church building, CAC.
I mean, you read my book.
Of course, everything will be
okay.
all right. Everything will be all right. We'll get there, and it's the story of Bosu and everything. And it felt like a rocky start in the beginning. Looking back at that and now, how grateful are you? I want you to express yourself.
I'm the most grateful guy. I'm the most content guy. It's been a long journey, but I'm far from where I'm coming from. And if there's anything that makes me happy is knowing that I'm never going back to where I'm coming from.
Wow.
That my kids will also never experience what I experienced. And that I have the opportunity also to help other people that are where I was. I'm grateful. I'm very content. Yeah. So for me, ambition is key to be ambitious.
Yes.
But because of the distance I've traveled, I am more content and happy, even with what I have compared to what some other people would have.
Yes.
That will make them feel, So yeah, I'm extremely grateful for God, for life.
Yeah. One unique thing about you, your story, is that you are one of Nigeria's brightest minds. Because I realized, I don't know whether it was the humble beginning you came with, when they say humble beginning, or your early beginnings, because I understand that you were always coming tops of your class. Was that by effort or
Yes.
just a naturally brilliant man?
I think it was a combination of God's gift and hunger. I knew that the only thing that I had that I could use to fight in the world was to be brilliant, was to be studious, was to be a good student. It's not because I was better than anybody. Maybe I studied more. I put in a little bit more effort.
Yeah.
I was more conscious of the fact that I was not as advantaged as other people around me. So obviously I wanted to ensure that I used my vantage point, which was,
Education.
Education.
So it was more like you had a blueprint and said, okay, if I do well in my academics, I probably would be a success. But we have some people that actually study well until now they don't have jobs.
Yes, and that's why you heard me when I said I'm very grateful to God.
Yes.
It could have gone left, it could have gone right.
Yes.
You know, there is no one route to the market, right? And there is no formula to life, actually. Anything, it's a lot. And that's part of why I wrote the book. I wrote the book because I keep getting the same questions over and over again. Yes. So when I tell you this story, what the story does for you is for you to key in somewhere.
Yes.
In the story and see where you are going to.
Yes,
give a good example. So a child that is brilliant would see later in the book and see that there is a part of you that has to still deal with ups and downs.
Yes, sir.
There's a part of you that has to do with rejection. There's a part of you that has to do with loss. There's a part of you that has to now create opportunities where there are none. Yes. There's a part of you that has to ask for help.
Yes.
There's a part of you that has to make it a point of duty to create your own network.
Yes.
You know, so it's a cocktail of everything. But staying in school and doing well in school is a good start.
So you don't say school is a scam?
I would never, ever, ever, ever say school is a scam. No matter how bad your school is,
yes, sir,
it is a good start. However, the better the school,
yes, sir,
the better your chances. So a school is scam. It's like having a phone. If you don't have a phone, you'll be saying phone is rubbish. You don't have to have phone. But once you have a small Nokia, you already have a phone. That means you can communicate.
Yes, sir.
It doesn't mean if you cannot afford an iPhone, of course you have better future. So school would never be. If I envisage telling people, please stay in school. Eventually, when I have a lot of money, I think one of the projects I would embark on is stay in school campaign. You know, encouraging people to stay in school. If we had more people staying in school, you know, one of the reasons why China is one of the most, I don't want to use the wrong words, the country with one of the best economics in the world is the amount of graduates that they churn out yearly. Yes, if you look at China very well, the amount of engineers that they churn out yearly is in millions. The people that run the people that run the political class in China are mainly engineers. Yeah. Wow. People that run America, for instance, are mainly lawyers and, you know, finance guys. Yes. You always see the difference. School is important. What you do in school is also important, but staying in school is first and foremost important.
Very important. Wow. That's already, it was a masterclass at the beginning. Anyways, a lot of people, when they see successful men, they always assume they have maybe one solid foundation, they have a background. But when I reading your story, doing research, I understand, okay, you grew up around Obalende, Lagos. Are you from Lagos?
No, I'm not from Lagos. I'm from Kogi State. But, you know, this brings me on that topic. I also don't understand this place of birth and state of origin. The Kogi State we're speaking about, I've never been there.
Wow.
I only went there when we went to bury my dad when I was 2. And I've never stepped my foot back
But you're
in
not
there.
even conscious, like...
No, and I don't think I'm planning to go back, except it's fate.
Yeah.
I was born and bred here. Everything I've known is here. Obalende, Abulegba, Lekki, Ikoyi. There is nothing I know that has tied me to Kogi State. But if you look at my document, it says Kogi State. Yes. So, I don't know. But yeah, I've been in Lagos all my life.
Yeah, but some people will assume that you had, were you a Nepo baby? Some people assume that, you had a father that was rich. You know, that probably paved the way for him. People that won't go in depth into your story will say, you see, now he studied in Russia. But when I was reading into the lines, I realized that this man actually walked his way to the top. Yeah, so were you a Nepo baby?
I wish I was a Nepo baby. Like, I wish I was a Nepo baby. My kids, and I look at them sometimes, I'm like, one more. Guys are enjoying. They just came up from midterm holiday abroad. First time I stepped my foot in the plane, I was like, 21? You know? And these kids have been traveling since they were 0. Wow. Probably been on the plane more than 20 times. They are the Nepo. I was the original definition of Lapo baby. But it's nothing to be proud about. It's not a badge to wear.
Yes.
Obviously, my dad and my mom were low-level staff. In some federal ministry and in 2.5, 5.9. There was nothing at home. I wish, to be honest, I wish everyone has to work their advantage. There's nothing wrong in being born rich. It's just also I've seen these days that even being born rich can be a disadvantage.
Yes.
A lot of people relax. A lot of people are not as ambitious and as hungry as you and I am. It's not good, but there's nothing wrong with it. There's absolutely nothing wrong with being born rich, but I wasn't.
Wow. Okay, so at that time, you lost your dad when you were 2. Obviously, your mom was the one playing the major role. Watching her grow.
My mom is not educated.
Wow.
So obviously she couldn't. Yeah, this is probably the first time saying that. She didn't go to school at all.
So how was the training like from her sending you to school? When you don't have the education, your decision making might be a little bit slim.
No, might be. It will be. It was rough.
Yeah.
We're just lucky that we had my eldest brother. God bless him. I speak about him a lot.
I've heard about
in the book, I wrote about him a lot in the book. We still call him Brother Tolu Afilaka. No matter how educated we are, still call my sister Jumoke. I'm trying to funkify it. Normally we say Auntie Jumoke, and my mom we call her Mommy. No. My brother, he was older then. I think he's 12 years older than I am.
Wow.
12 or 15 years actually. Yeah, I think about 14, 15 years, whatever. So he was born 1973, I think, 73 years. So, well, he's way older than I am.
Yes.
So he was already ahead. He was already a teenager. He took up, selling small stuff to ensure that we all did actually. I think that part my brother expunged it from the book when I spoke about, or it's in the book. I'm not sure now where I was selling and they were selling on the road.
Yeah.
But my brother had to step up and become the dad as a teenager. Then I had an older sister that she's late now. She's older than him. She also obviously had to join in the house, making things happen. So having those kids grow up faster than their age helped my mom. And because they were obviously educated, or they were getting educated, but at that age they had to step up. So that kind of helped us stay in shape.
Okay.
And my mom has just been blessed with good kids, to be honest. My sister is a pastor. My younger brother is doing well in Canada. My brother is a senior guy right now in Dangote. I have another brother before me. He's a chef.
Yeah.
I'm here. Oh.
Amazing. Okay, so now before we dive into some other stuff, you went to King's College right here in Lagos. King's College is a lot. In your class, you guys do a lot.
109.
109. And you were coming tops in your class.
Yes.
I think this time you said you came second or third or something. You were beating yourself up.
Of course, you have to beat yourself up. I can never forget the name of. Well, go ahead.
All right. So, how were you able to stand out? You didn't really. Okay, you had an example in your brother.
Yes, my brother is brilliant.
They are also brilliant people. But how were you then able to talk yourself? Because sometimes I have uncles that said, I wish people were able to tell me these things when I was young. How were you able to then talk yourself in and say, I want to be this success. I want to do this.
First and foremost, I entered King's College on a scholarship. So there was no gainsaying that I needed to do well in school. That's one. Two, there was nothing else I had, like I said. It was just to read. While people were buying cool clothes, there was nothing like that. While people were having a lot of provisions, nothing like that. While people were traveling abroad, nothing like that. So the only thing I did was to study. So if that's all you have, then that's all you would do now.
So you didn't have distractions, playing ball around, hanging around with babes.
I don't know how. My life depended on being in school. So hunger, everything rested on that education, so I couldn't play with it. I had no choice. When you have choices, you can't. None. So there was no need to even speak to myself.
Yes,
it was natural to say, and then obviously I had to maintain good grades to maintain my private scholarship.
Yeah. Okay. So, but at that time, what was your vision? What were the things you were seeing as this is what I want to be? Was it engineering as well?
My brother.
Your brother was it feels like your brother is your role model.
Because it was like my dad. It was one that I saw growing. It was the male figure. Male figures are important in the house. He's an engineer, so that's why I wanted to become an engineer. There was no, I wish I didn't study engineering. Okay, I take that back. Engineering has helped me in everything that I've done. Even in the fashion world, engineering is key. You can see the delineation in the things we do.
Yes, technicalities.
But looking at real life today, I wish I studied finance. Yeah.
TDA.
There's more money in there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
maybe we would have had a TDA bank or finance house today. But
Who knows?
I'll tell you.
Yeah. So you then had an opportunity I'm trying to pick your story gradually so people know the progression. Because I watched some of your interviews, you skip some parts.
Yes,
So
I like to skip this part.
Yes.
It's not my fun. It's not fun for me to remember some of these things because it was rough.
Yes,
it was rough, but it's fine. If that's what you want to talk
Yes, because
about.
I want young people to watch this video and then be able to say, okay, if I follow a particular, if I have a blueprint or roadmap for my life, I think there is an end goal, and I'll definitely.
And unfortunately, I'm not reprinting my books.
Wow.
So right now, I probably only have about 25 left. Wow. And then Amazon is selling, but I'm not reprinting in Nigeria anymore. It's now an antique. Like, if you want it, you can find it. It's done. Yeah. I'm not reprinting it. I'm going to write the next book.
Mm-hmm. So maybe stories like this will help for us that have read it. I remember telling Dare I have to read it. Yes. So then you got an opportunity to write an exam. Then you did excellently well. And then you went to Russia.
Yes.
Getting into that environment, how were you still able to maintain that? Because it's cold. There's no religion, There's no faith, there's nothing.
Nothing. And you're studying in a foreign language. Yeah. Yes, it was tough.
Foreign language, that's true, yes.
Yeah, I studied my engineering in Russian language.
Yes, I think I watched your interview with Temiso and then you were speaking even Russian.
Yeah.
Can you still?
Of course, my Russian is just as good as my English. So everything we're discussing is
you can.
I can. If you want me to, you ask. I will. I might.
TDA,
but I can.
The floor is yours.
but to say what?
Yeah?
To say what? Even if I say rubbish, will you know?
Well, the audience will call my attention to it.
Okay.
But maybe we'll talk about then. How then were you able to still maintain that excellence? I think you studied automation and electrical.
Yes.
In
automation of electric drives.
Electric drives. Yes.
Yes.
So why
the electrical electronics engineering is just they were drilling it down.
So why? First of all, why that course?
It was electrical electronics engineering that I did.
Yeah.
But under electrical electronics engineering in a country that is very technical, you can now start to pick. So under electrical electronics, you want to focus on power engineering, you want to focus on high voltage engineering, you want to focus on, automation of electric drive, which is what we call automatiseren of an elektroprivoda, which is what I did.
Okay.
And there are many other courses like that. There are some that is just there are so many, but I chose that, right? Because that I felt was more useful in many aspects of engineering.
Yes.
So automation of electric drives, there are electric drives everywhere.
Yes.
So from power side, from lifts, from house, from everything has electric drive. So I felt it was, in fact, there's a point that I drilled down to doing automation of electric drives using frequency control drives. So I drilled it down again, but it was all electrical electronics. We all have the general courses we study, then we drilled it down.
Wow, TG, you have that's a lot of mental work and mental power.
Oh, yeah, it was.
And okay, studying all of that.
You were asking me a question. You said, when I got to Russia, then how did I still stay grounded? Let me explain to you. Russian education is one of the most difficult you can ever have, and I'll explain it to you. When you get there, because you're on scholarship,
yes, sir,
you have to maintain a certain grade level. Now, if you write, so you do test for each course. So let's say you have 10 courses. Test, exam. Yeah? Test, exam. Like that. If you don't pass first test, you can't write second test. Yes. If you don't pass any of those tests, you can't write exam.
So that's an extra year.
And if you don't pass one course,
yes,
you are failing the entire year. Let me now tell you the toughest part. Our exams were not this one. You just be ticking A, B, C, D, like people do universities or just write some theory. Nah. Our exam was like this. So they give you a blank piece of paper.
Okay.
They give you a blank piece of paper and a question, which is random, which is not the same with your colleague. And you go and write. Like a lecturer can say, for instance, decouple this mic, explain the electrical parts in this mic, make it make sense, and what would you do better? That could be your own question. So your neighbor obviously doesn't have that question. They're like copy. Yeah. Now, when they give you that question, a small piece of paper, they now give you have blank paper. So your job is to sit down for 30, 40 minutes and just be writing your points. Then you bring it to the front of two professors. And explain. So while you are explaining, they're asking you more questions. So if you don't know, you don't know. For each course.
What?
Yes. So and if you fail,
it's not like this is final year from 100 level.
Every level. And if that's 3 times a year now. I mean, it's not 3 times university or two terms. I forgot it too. Yeah. And if you fail one year, you are going back home. What? So even if you've done well year 1, year 2, you get to year 3, you fail, you're going back home. So why won't you study?
There was no room for distraction. But I can't believe this because I studied civil engineering, Covenant University, and I'm like, even it was a lot, doing trusses, doing all of that, doing moments.
So we did all that too.
But it was one-on-one, and so there was no even way you could cheat.
Yeah, you can't.
Wow.
Do you know why I enjoy my life so much these days? No matter the situation that happens, because of all these experiences that I've had. When I look around me, I realize a lot of people actually didn't. People face different things.
Yes.
People face many things. You can't compare what one person faced to another thing. But the experiences I've had has made me realize that no matter the little I have to enjoy it. Yes. My first 40 was used to just
grinding.
Was just from 40. Don't worry. Go chop life. No matter what waiting there, go chop life. Like, it's time to just relax.
Yeah. Man, they are giving me a masterclass. I'm just like, I'm trying to declutter your mind because with all these experiences, okay, Nigeria was, at the time, Nigeria was not a very excellent terrain to then come back, even with your degree, and say that there is going to be a job opportunity for you. But why did you then come back to Nigeria?
I'm not sure if you read it in the book, but my brother was angry with me for the longest time. He didn't get it. That, in the family, we finally have someone that is abroad that can keep going abroad. Because I had a partial scholarship. I'm not sure now if it was full or partial to go and do my PhD in Canada. I didn't go. I came back home. Why? I think I kept in touch with home a lot. Some of my King's College friends, then was the time of Facebook and Twitter. Yes. I used to follow what was happening at home.
Yes.
And a lot of my mates. So I was always a year older or 2 years older than my mates because of the 2 years I spent in Nigeria looking for American visa that never came. So a lot of my mates were already working, making money. Some were even getting married. And I was still in university. Then you want me to still go back to another university again to go and do more. And I couldn't stay in Russia, obviously, So the only way forward was coming back home. And sometimes in life, the only way forward is going back.
Wow.
Yes.
You always had clarity of what you wanted, how you wanted it to be done. And that's very amazing. I really wish a lot of young people have that because many people are not always sure of where to go. At some point like that, I was at that point in my life where, because all my friends were jetting out to Canada.
Yes.
Let's go and do masters. And I started thinking like that, but later I had to call myself to order and say, we all have different races. We all have different paths that we are going through. You shouldn't do something because someone else is doing it.
To their own self be true. To their own self be true. You just usually have to decide what you think works best for you. And if it's not working, you retrace yourself steps.
Yes.
Which is why I said sometimes the best way forward is going back.
Okay. So you go back to Nigeria, you started doing a 9 to 5.
I didn't start doing well. Did I start doing a 9 to 5? I go back to Nigeria 2012. I was staying with my friend. I didn't have a job till, because I had to do NYSC. I started 2012 NYSC. Yeah. So to end of 2012, I started NYSC. Then I started a 9 to 5 in one of my friends. It was her company, but it was her husband that was running it, right? It was just a downstream small oil and gas company. The office was not bigger than here, We're just supplying diesel to Access Bank and Zenith Bank. No. Shoreline was later. This was Dominum Energy.
Okay.
And then I came in as a normal guy, but after a while I was running their operations, right? My salary was still 50,000 naira, so it was not yet. It was 2012. My salary was 50,000. But I had a big queue to live in. So that helped. But I had to fight for the opportunity too. So it didn't just come. I had to ask for it. I had to follow up with it. I had to make sure that I was doing well at it.
Yes.
So even with the little I was given, I had to make sure I was doing it well. Because I think I'm saying this for what I have seen in the workplace. People are giving what they call little, but they misuse it. I have staff now that I look at and I feel bad for, because except God intervenes, the situation, their path is going to be bad, because the little you've been given, say you're even earning 250,000, right? What you do there will determine how you work when you start earning 2.5 million.
Yes.
There's never going to be enough money. When I was earning 400K, I was sad. When I was earning 600K, I was sad. I mean, anytime, whatever, now I'm still wanting more. You always want more. Your lifestyle will go up. However, anyways, I'll just let you ask it.
But I like the way you're taking it to. I'm still going to come back there. But anyways, yeah. So you now that you're speaking about finance, you've always spoken about your financial discipline. I'm taking it there because you already mentioned in it. You have always had financial discipline. You've always been someone that is content.
I am.
And having enough. You can have friends that are spending lot. But
my friends are richer than me, actually. At least today.
How?
It's the truth. Most of my friends are richer than me.
But I've heard you say there's something you have that they might not have, which is knowing that financial discipline and knowing when to stop.
No. So what I say that I don't say what they don't have and what I don't have. No, I think that was misconstrued. So what I mean is, our definitions of success is different. For some people, success is having 5 billion. For some people, it's 10 billion. For me, it's freedom. Freedom to be here with you at this point. So freedom to be where I choose to be, when I choose to be, doing what I choose to be.
Yes.
Not at the mercy of anybody. That for me is success. So some people might have more money than me, but they don't have that. So that for me is a give and take, right? I'll take this. I may not have 5 billion, but that's okay. That's what I mean by that. So, but yeah, most of my friends are richer than me.
TD. Anyways,
with a smile on my face.
I'll take it. I'll just take it.
It's the truth.
Anyways, so okay, entering
financial discipline.
Yes, financial discipline.
I'm very prudent. Extremely prudent. Because the path to poverty is lined with doing anyhow. The line between poverty and riches or wealth is very thin. You cross over very. That's why you see some people, they say, oh, he used to have a lot, he doesn't have again. And wealth is not a function of volume of what you have. It's actually a function of longevity. How long can what you have sustain you?
Yes.
With your current lifestyle. So every time you inch your lifestyle up, make sure that what you have is times 10. It can maintain you longer. Yeah.
Yes. That's so powerful. And I've also heard you say about you hate poverty. You detest it. You never want to go back there.
It's all I've fought against all my life.
Okay, now let's talk about fashion. From engineering, transitioning into fashion, that sounds like a Herculean task because they are far away from each other. I'm not talking about the technicalities and all of that. I'm just talking about like someone that is actively an engineer, going to school, coming out with good grades, and then all of a sudden you just want to start a fashion house.
Yeah.
When did that vision come into play? How did you see it? What did you see that made you say, we have to open TDA?
Yeah. So, to be honest, school is not meant to determine where you end up. School is meant to equip you to do well anywhere you end up.
Yes.
To be able to add value anywhere you find yourself. If you can't read about the word, university, you actually see that it's not meant to be just a place you can gather some degrees. One varsity, it speaks a lot more about teaching you discipline, being able to be accountable to a system, being able to work within a parameter, answerable to someone, accountability, responsibility, teachability.
Yes.
That's really what university is about. So all those things that you learn is why they now give you a certificate. So certificate is just a sign. It's not what you've learned. What you've learned is within you.
Yes.
So you can use that anywhere. So yeah, I went to school. I studied engineering. But when I came back, I worked at Shoreline Power. I worked at Honeywell Group. We did big things there, built plants, replanted plants. And at some point, I'd given birth to my first child. I knew that I needed more and more money. So when you start to look for more money, people just say, I'm looking for money. I'm looking for money. No, but what you should be looking for is where to add value. Money is a byproduct of value addition.
Yes.
So what you should be looking for is where can I add value? The more you add value, the more money you have. Simple. The more value you add, the more money you make. Yeah. There's no hard and fast rule to it. Even thieves are adding negative value somewhere. Do you understand? Because they are looking at it like, where can I steal from? They have to look for that thing.
Yes.
So I'm not encouraging anyone to steal, but I was in engineering. However, I used to wear nice kaftans. And my friends used to ask me, just like I ask, Tolu, where do you cut your hair? Introduce me to your barber. Then you see that your barber is doing so well. Yes. He was doing so well. And all of a sudden, your barber is rejecting clients. Why? Because you have too many clients. Like, what's going on? Okay, how about you? Then you give him strategy. So how about you employ more barbers? And he says, me, have staff. Okay, how about you increase your prices, reduce the number of people that are coming so that you have more quality clients. And he can't understand all these strategies. And then you see that there is so much room to grow. And then you start your own barbershop. That's literally how the fashion business started. There's a tailor that I had, and I used to give him clothes. He started introducing my friends to him, but it wasn't matching. It wasn't keeping up. I was in Surulere. I was in Lekki. Wasn't keeping up. I was seeing the loopholes in what he was doing, which is, he's one that will go and buy the material. He's one that will run around in transport, in traffic, come and deliver, do fittings, go back, fit, come back. I just used to look at it, but that's not my business, right? I'm an engineer.
Yes.
My own is too patronizing. But after a while, he came and said he had made a lot of money. But I said, but people are complaining. You're not giving them their clothes when you're meant to give them. You're not giving them what you're meant to give them. Meaning you're mixing things up because you're doing everything on your own. Yes. You're not mixing up with time. You can't even take some work. You're overwhelmed. Say, yeah. It's okay. How about you scale up? He couldn't picture that word scale. And I saw a problem where I could add value. And that was it. TDA, we just decided, we're going to TDA, we're going to come in to that place and just add some value, do things better.
Yes. And
that was it. Yes. In adding value and doing things better, the business took a life of its own. Simple.
Wow. So just by having a conversation with your tailor that was doing kaftan for you, saw an opportunity and you just stepped in there. That's powerful because a lot of people always say TDA is known for speed. If you give TDA, I had Ayo Akinola Piggy Vest. If it was given an example, it's like TDA now, what is known for is speed. If if he tells you come next tomorrow, the outfit is actually going to be ready.
It's the truth.
Yeah, and transparency is very, very important. But how then do you instill that culture into the staffs? There's a stereotype for Nigerian tailors.
Yes.
They then go disappoint you, when you're calling them this morning. How then do you instill that culture?
So that's my only job actually, is building a culture.
Just that?
Yes, I don't have another job. My job is build the system, build the culture around the system, give strategies, help them to manage their finances, be the last mile, as in case there's any customer issues, make sure you resolve. That's it. My job is not to sew cloth or to measure anybody or to do that. This is my job. So every day I'm bettering the system, making sure that the customer experience, the general customer experience is perfect. That's it, right? So, and this is where the engineering comes.
Yes.
You are an engineer. Yes, if it takes two of us a whole day to move this cup from here to here, a whole day, and we want to move it in 12 hours, how many of us should come together?
We'll add more people now.
Yeah, how many people? I just took it to school real quick.
No, I was not thinking
two of us
yes.
From here to here, a whole day.
Yes.
If we want to move it from here to here in half a day, how many of us?
We'll get 4 people.
Thank you. Simple. So if the tailor was doing it alone and I make him 2, that means I'll get it faster. If I made them 4, I'll make it 4x.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Simple. So what I've basically done is created a line process. I have 9 people touch one outfit. So while you and I are having this conversation, I can make you an outfit real quick. I just have to call my office, pick a blue Semiramis fabric, give it to Mr. A. He will cut the top. Mr. B will cut the pants. Mr. C will sew the top, Mr. D will sew the pants. Then from there, it goes to quality control. The person that will tag the button, different person is sewing the flap.
Oh.
So 9 people would have touched the button to come out in 2-3 hours.
That's like a dish, like ingredient. Everybody just comes together and then the outfit is ready. Wow. That's like a lab.
Oh, yeah. And what happens with that is that you know the 10,000 hour theory.
Yes. I'm glad well.
And everyone will start to build their own 10,000 hours. They become experts at it. Wow. You have a working system. As long as you are paying them, you're paying them well, you're giving them all the tools they need, you're making them feel like family, like they're part of the dream. Yes. They're proud to be called TDA guys.
Yes, actually.
You know, so
and you treat them well. That's
the system works.
I think this explains why you always say you are working on TDA, you're not working in TDA.
I see you've watched a lot of my
yes, because
podcasts
so this brings me to my intro when I said I was just a random. Maybe I had come across you, I don't know, but I just kept hearing a nudging in my heart. Listen to TDA. Listen to. I was like, who is TDA? Who is this? Maybe I'd come across it on stuff. So I just felt maybe that was good. So I just went on my Spotify and typed TDA, and I see the first thing is Temison's interview with you, and then I started listening. I started hearing you talk about God, talk about your journey.
God is everything.
And then I think I saw you then on Totally Unbranded. And then I left a comment, and that was how we started to talk all of that. So that was like more of providence. And like, this man is very unique. And I realized that you also studied engineering, you know, and all of that. But it's very interesting to know. But as with that vision, how then were you able to market? I know you can say one person will tell another person, but it's not that easy.
It is that easy, actually.
TDA, is that easy?
It is that easy. I like this coffee. If I go downstairs and one of my friends is speaking about coffee, there's a part of me, there's a natural human instinct to say, I had this Cafe One coffee.
Yes.
Where in fact, the cup says where innovation meets community. It's actually it's really, really nice. That's what happens. You have a natural instinct to want to be helpful.
Yes.
Except you are just an idiot. But every one of us has a natural instinct to want to help, to want to share good news. So if the product is good, you want to share it. I'm comfortable in this thing that I'm wearing. If I didn't make it, and one of my friends saw it and liked it, I'll be very happy to say, oh yeah, there's a guy, TDA, he made it, you know. That's the best way to market. I've done billboards, I keep doing all these things, but that's not the best way. The best and most profitable, I can do things with the time.
Yes.
I can be more factual with you.
Yes.
Can you be more factual with the government? Can you tell your governor that the road is dirty?
Lagos is good, sir.
So, to my own self be true. I can. That's why I can't be in politics. It's a no-brainer for me to be in politics. I have what it takes to be in politics, but I won't be because I will always tell you the truth. I don't know how to be on two sides. I can't. So I rather network sideways. And I just don't know. I don't know. The same amount I will sow for the governor, the same amount I will sow for you.
How?
That's actually what happens in my office. There's no classism.
Is that
I will honor the governor.
Yes.
And the honor can be, we'll go meet him in his house. Do you get?
Okay.
Even though the governor will still pay out of office charge. I'm just giving an example, but I honor the governor because honor is important to all man. And I honor his seat. But it's easier dealing with people around me. Let me put it that way. I network sideways, and it's just also contentment. Yeah, I can't.
Because there's nothing you're chasing.
I'm watching what I'm saying, but I rather network sideways. It's good. Some people are lucky. All the networking is upwards. Me, there's nobody around me that I cannot tell the truth. Once I cannot tell you the truth, you can't even be my friend. Yes. You can't even. I'm not going to find myself around you a lot.
Permit me to ask, what was TDA's big break? Because I assume maybe a fashion designer watching this or somebody watching this, what was like your big break, or what would you say is your big break?
So I wrote in the book.
Yeah.
I would say big break was 7A Wale Ario. Yeah, I wrote in the book about when I came into my office and I saw one of my staff wearing just singlet because it was so hot, the place was so small. It was in November, I can never forget. We had like, in fact, they were foreigners, some white guys, I had like 15 of them in my office trying to get clothes. The place was so tight, it was so small, and I felt, no, it's time. God is trying to grow me. Let me stop holding back. it was a painful journey, and I had to go and look for a building, and Providence and God's grace. Look for a building. Within a few days, I found a big building, which is hard to find now.
Yes, very hard.
It's difficult. Trust me, I know. I just did a new building. I know what I'm saying. And I got that building, but the agent, went to tell the landlord because he came, he had to come and see what I was currently doing. He saw the place and said he doesn't think I'll be able to pay the second year rent. Fashion is just a tailor. I don't think he'll be able to pay the second year